So my proposal is to start to welcome everyone to our webinar about system you need to finish everything you start in your business, but also in private life, I would say, without getting lost and feeling distracted. We will talk about two things here. So there are, let's say, two components of this system. One component I already announced a bit at the beginning, and let's say in this invitation to this webinar, but second component I will talk about a little bit later. As you probably know, my name is Stefan Stojkovic. I'm a trainer, mentor, and consultant with over 10 years of experience in leading project development, teams, changes across various industries from manufacturing to IT. And my mission is actually to help people simplify their work, let's say, and achieve outstanding results. So today we will talk about three things. First thing is actually related to this discovering, let's say, a system which is really powerful and why you should give it a chance. Yeah. Second one is about, let's say, how to implement this system step by step and focus on what really truly matters and based on the phase you're in. If you're leading a project or you have some business on the side, whatever. And the third one is actually how to implement this without objections and, let's say, bad feelings between your customer, client, and, let's say, your organization conflicts. Yeah. So that will be the main part. Some facts about me. I was the part of the project to develop first Volkswagen electronic car called Volkswagen ID3. In early development, that project was actually named was Volkswagen Neo, and that was something that I was part of as a supplier to Volkswagen in that part. And my second thing, which I'm pretty proud of, it's actually I was a producer of the newest Tetris game, official Tetris game for the mobiles, and yeah, that's the Tetris we all love playing, just a bit twist and I'm first lean change management trainer in Balkans. I've designed hundreds of training sessions, and that really helped a lot of people advance in their careers. And so far, my NPS score is 9.6 out of 10, which is really, really amazing. And as a father of two, I've been drove my inspiration from different things, playing with dinosaurs, building Lego towers, and that's why I'm also Lego Serious Play facilitator. And actually, how my journey began when I first took a project management role in automotive supplier manufacturing setting, let's say, I realized the importance of connecting people, processes, and resources effectively to achieve results. That means that my background is actually coming from lean manufacturing. Yeah. During one project, I encountered overly complicated processes and methodologies that hindered progress rather than facilitating it. Yeah, we were losing more time to update customer portals and our own portal with usually same information than actually delivering value to the client. Yeah, and that's why I decided to focus on simple yet effective approaches that truly deliver results. And because I was frustrated, clients were frustrated, my employer was frustrated as well. I had really bad work-life balance, and because of that, I really putting all my efforts in whatever I do. Yeah, even happened that I cannot sleep when I'm wondering what will happen tomorrow and if something will escalate, if we will be able to fix problems and so on. Yeah. Then I founded a startup with my friend called Goluxland for the IT education for kids, and that startup failed, but I learned a lot. I learned that more time we spent on the project is not equal to the value we are delivering. Yeah, because being fast in doing wrong things is never a good thing. Yeah. So after that, I worked in several IT companies, had a lot of education in self-management, leadership, project management, and I started to train people in areas of management, leadership, change management, as you see here, project management, and I become also Lego Serious Play facilitator. I also um, been part of different initiatives and develop myself in different things, but this was something to be continued. And we will talk about next slide. What is important to mention that I believe everyone deserves tools, approaches that work for them, not against them. Yeah. And I love seeing people become more confident, efficient, and successful through the knowledge they constantly gain. Yeah. So I hope this will be interesting short journey for you all because we will talk about some things here. And first, we will try to discuss a bit about this system, why it's so powerful, and what are the components of it. And to answer this, let's overview the current state of the project management market. Yeah, let's have a quick let's say poll, and just write in chat. What do you think? How many project management frameworks or certifications do you think exist in this moment? So 5 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 50, or 50 plus. Just drop your opinion in chat. 50 plus, 51 plus, yeah. Anyone else? Or everyone agrees? 50 plus, 51 plus, okay. It looks like we might be drowning in methodologies, but don't worry. That's something that we are, I think, all aware of. There are more than 1,000 different project management methodologies. Believe me, I googled that and I tried to understand how is that even possible. But the most popular are around 50 to 20 that we actually all know about. Yeah, that's how it looks like today. So the problem with this framework overload, yeah, the PM market is saturated with frameworks, methodologies, and certifications. But here's the $1 million question. Once you learn them, are you truly a project manager? And how much of that knowledge can actually you use in real projects? Type yes in chat if you ever felt overwhelmed by the number of the frameworks you're expected to know. So the truth is many frameworks focus on theory, not practice, yeah? And I was there. You can see that on this picture, you can see just a screenshot from my LinkedIn. You can see here that I have 63 licenses and certifications. Oh my God. So I was there and I tried in one period of my life to learn everything what was available in the market. But how much I actually used from that knowledge, actually not more than 20%. Yeah. And this 20% which I'm using actually is giving this 80% results, which actually now we are referring to the Pareto principle. Yeah. So last 5 years, I spent over 20K dollars in learning all of these different methods, methodologies, whatever is in there. And I learned that still I use only 20%. Yeah. And those 20% are enough to create even more than 80% of good results. Yeah. The reality is here that actually we need to, let's say, first master our domain. We need to learn project management must-haves, and then we need to practicing it immediately. Yeah. And once we practice this immediately, we master core skills, we learn new skills, we practice again, and so on. If I knew that 5 years ago, it would be much easier for me, and maybe I will not spend that amount of money, but yeah, that's the life, let's say. Yeah. Another misconception which I'm seeing in the market that a lot of people are actually thinking about that project management is actually just for project managers. Yeah. What do you think? Is project management just for project managers? Type PM for all if you agree that everyone should have some PM skills. Okay, PM for all. Okay, so I usually like to say that project management is too important to be left solely to the project managers. Yeah. Whether you are developer, marketer, designer, understanding basics or even more can transform team dynamics, project outcomes, but also how you personally work and how you live. Yeah. That's why I'm saying there is a lot of benefits from project management on your, let's say, personal uh, path. Yeah, let's say you can behave better, you can have better personal organization, better focus, ability to clearly communicate expectations, build better relationship with clients, investors, friends, ability to do more with less effort, reduce stress, become predictive, and so on and so on. So there are a lot of benefits of learning project management. Yeah. Here, I would just would like to add some point because project management is really important, especially in this VUCA world. What VUCA means, I think all of you maybe know, but if you don't, here are some things. Here we'll mainly talk about complexity right now, because the world is changing so fast and frameworks are evolving. What remains constant, however, are these fundamental principles of project management. And in this complex VUCA world, uh, what we don't need is another complicated framework. Yeah, because we already have problem with complexity, and we if on top put some complicated method, framework, and so on, then we are doomed. But let's clarify what this complex versus complicated means. Yeah. Complexity is something that is unpredictable, yeah, like rolling a dice. So if you are not able to understand behavior or something, that's a complexity. Complicated is if something is easy to understand or not, yeah, and that's how we, let's say, define complicated. So that could be like manual watch. If you ever try to dismantle, I tried once when I was a kid, and let's say they didn't went so well when I tried to assemble it afterwards. So that's that's the thing. So in this world, we do not want complicated things to be on our way because we already have to deal with complexity. That means that we need to start simplifying things which are complicated as much as possible. Yeah. Now I would like to talk a bit about these limitations in the different methodologies, frameworks, however we call them. And this is just one example, and Scrum is good really for the IT projects, focus on technical delivery and product evolution, let's say. What about everything else? What happens before project starts and after it closes? It's actually not addressing, yeah? And what about bigger teams and service delivery IT teams? For sure, you need some additional layers to add and to adapt it because Scrum alone will not work, yeah? The other problem we see here that there is no framework or method or whatever we call them, which is actually showing us clearly the value we are creating. How much money, as example, our team is generating now comparing before. Yeah. So there are a lot of things which we have as a gap here. Yeah. So let's think about the solution now. Yeah. The first part of solution, I always call it first half of solution, is actually simplified minimalistic project management system. And this is actually P3 Express. The good news, solution already exists. P3 Express is there for a while. It's developed with support of European Union Erasmus Mundus program. And this system actually checks all the boxes. It's simple, easy to learn, easy to teach. Yeah. And the best part, you do not need to have PhD in project management to be able to use it. Yeah. And it's proven to work in many setups, iterative, predictive development, different industries, and so on. So first part of the solution is there. And if you look at this chart, PG Express follows this cyclical system that actually simplifies and, let's say, regularize activities through monthly, weekly, and daily cycles. Yeah, each concentrating on specific aspects of managerial tasks. Yeah. In addition to these cycles, you see that we have initiation part and we have project closure part. Yeah, that's also one group of activities. What is important that these activities are, let's say, something that you need to do in every project. Yeah, it's not something that it's applicable in one project and not in another. If we talk now about, let's say, medium or large size projects, this is definitely the truth. Yeah. So what is important to know that this system also incorporates 4 management documents and several roles to support this process. And that's all. Yeah. This is how it looks like. But now let me go a bit deep dive here because I want to show you something that usually people are not aware of. And here is actually the map of the complete project management, let's say, system, in this case, P3 Express. And if we look in the project initiation to be able to do all of this, what is needed in project initiation, like appoint the sponsor, project manager, team manager, describe the project, identify and plan deliverables, identify risk, initiation, peer reviewed, go, no go decision, and so on. To be able to do all of this, you need to have some skills. And here the skills you actually need to be able to run the system. Yeah. And skills are like organization, decision making, facilitation, analytics, conflict management, and so on. And each part of this system, monthly initiation, also require some skills. Weekly management also requires some skills. Daily management also requires some skills. So if we want to say that system alone is enough, that's actually not true. So we definitely need to have something to support that system from the skills point of view. And that brings us now to the second part of solution, and that's actually CLAN approach. It's about skills and tools that are needed to manage the project management system and continuously improve it. I created this system after spending 10 years learning and trying different methodologies, tools, practices, and as I said, I spent pretty much amount of money for it. And only last 5 years, this was really a fun journey for me. Firstly, I created this system for myself to stop wandering around and focus on what, let's say, not matters that much. And I tested it later with other people. And as I said, this system works for all people which are doing projects, changes, lead teams, and so on. And it is really interesting because it's focused on several things. We will now go through every letter in CLAN. But before that, let's just make sure that we understand what is all about. Yeah, this is comprehensive human-centered approach for achieving sustainable, measurable results in any organization or team. It leverages simplicity, FU is, as you probably know and feel, and it is about measuring what truly matters and improving it. Yeah, it embraces this intentional laziness. I always say we need to think lazy, not to act lazy. We need to think lazy because if we think like lazy person, we will try to think how we can make things easier for us and start to automate stuff. Yeah, that's why lazy is there. It embeds agility, not agility as a methodology, but a way of thinking, and it nurtures people and team to foster a culture of growth and collaboration. And that's what this CLAN is all about. And we have several steps here, as I mentioned. So we have this simplicity, it's about streamlining the processes. Intelligence, it's about applying smart work approaches such as data-informed decision making. Laziness, I already explained. AI tools, automation can help us to become more lazy in that case. Agility, to have this rapid adaptation and change, and nurturing, as already mentioned. What is really important that once you set up this and create a system over it, we will talk a bit about this on next slide. You just need to follow the signals and react when you see deviations or bad trends. And you actually turn your focus from processes to people, to engagement, motivation, innovation, creativity, and things which are actually needed nowadays the most, because all other stuff in one moment AI will take over. Believe me. Yeah. So how to implement this system? Yeah. We'll talk about first how this system looks as a whole. So actually this system I created is this synergy of these two approaches. Yeah. So Practical project management, as I call it, is synergy of P3 Express, which is giving us the system and understanding what needs to be done to run projects. And Silan is giving us the skills needed to run it successfully and what tools could help us to be even more efficient. Yeah. So P3 covering activities, you need to be successful to manage project, and Silan is covering these skills you need to acquire to be able to run the system, and these, let's say, tools are actually making you be more efficient. Tools are actually boosting your skills, and skills are improving how you do activities. That's the foundation of practical project management. And what is most important, this is step-by-step learning. So first you learn activities in some areas, so project initiation activities. Then you learn skills and tools in that area, and then you continue to the next phase, let's say. So you do not need to learn and understand complete system and then wait several months to be able to run it. No, if you're currently in the initiation of the project, you just need to learn that part of the system. You need to learn skills which are supporting that part of the system and tools for that part of the system. And that's it, yeah? This is why this is really important, yeah? And as we know, these skills requires time to learn, and that's why it's definitely something we would like to address. In project initiation, as I already gave an example, you will learn those skills and practice which are good for you in initiation of the project part. To get proper team members, you need negotiation, yeah? To be able to decompose your project, you need some deliverables mapping, facilitation skills. To do decision making properly, yeah, you will probably need to guide your team, suggest to the stakeholders some negotiation strategies again, and so on. So you learn just skills in the phase of project where you are currently, yeah. And what is most important, we tried Silan for last 3 years and it works. Last year I tried intensively, and I will show you my story how actually this looks like. Now we can say easily that if you follow the system and approach behind it is guaranteed to work. And the best of all, it's easy. This is, I took a screenshot from LinkedIn. You can go there and see it, but I tried to gather some recommendations from the people from the last year worked with me when I helped them to, let's say, implement a system in their own work, how they react, yeah? And actually it's proven to work in fields of project management, yeah? In fields of change management, and also in fields of trainings development, because this is also my topic, so I help some people also in that area, yeah? So to understand the system, I want just to give you how actually system, if you want to, let's say, employ it for the organizational excellence development, you have, as example, project, and you have a task to improve the current states, how we are delivering in one team, yeah? That could be the use case. How this system can work, you assess baseline metrics in the areas of cost, health, and customer satisfaction, and you compare activities we are actually doing currently versus what we should actually do according to the P3 Express, yeah? We do here things like value stream mapping to understand lead time, cycle time, waiting costs, time to market, and things like that. We would do 5 dysfunction of team assessment as example for analyzing team health, team satisfaction, and where they are in their journey, and assess these norming, storming phases you all know. And we will definitely do some customer satisfaction metrics like retention rate, average revenue, user journey friction, and actually some service and discussion with customers as well, yeah? Second part, you will define objectives. So now you collaborate with stakeholders. I put here in the brackets, we consider team as well here. So team are also our stakeholders because they have some interest in project, yeah? So you will discuss with all of them and you'll, let's say, provide some goals tailored to your organizational needs. So example could be reduce lead time by 20% because we want to reduce waiting cost, and if we have our product on the market delivered faster, we will start earning money from it faster. So you can actually measure how much money you will get by reducing 20% of the lead time as example. That's simple as that, yeah? You can say we want to achieve 90% of team satisfaction score, and we will measuring by seeing if people are leaving the team or organization or not. Simple as that, yeah. And of course, you need to implement these CLM practices. And actually, it has several steps. I will mention some of them. First, you will eliminate unnecessary steps. Then you will add missing activities. Then you will optimize, simplify processes, accelerate cycle times, information flow, decision making, and so on. You will automate repeatable processes, and then team health improvement you will do all around. So it's not something you do at the end. This is something you do continually, let's say. And the fourth step is actually measure and compare. And I say repeat because you regularly track progress using tailored metrics. Yeah, cost, monitor, throughput, lead time, waiting costs, whatever we said before. And you conduct, of course, interviews with the stakeholders and surveys with your team and so on. Here, this complete process is actually looking something like combination of theory of constraints, Kanban, and some good project management practices. So it's actually combination, and you will see here that we will addressing operational efficiency. Things like time to market, cycle time is part of that flow. Financial flow as well, because goal is to maximize profitability, and we want to measure ourselves before we started this initiative and after. So we'll be able to measure financial throughput as well, because all things like profit margin, cost of delay, revenue per employee, this is something that you can measure. We are addressing informational efficiency, how well informations are, let's say, flying around, and are we communicating in the proper things, how are the feedback loops, and so on. And we're also assessing psychological status, how people are happy, yeah? Because this is really important. And here it is. Now one use case. I actually applied this system in one game I developed together with my team. It's called Tetris Block Puzzle. I will actually, maybe it's better to send link to the chat. Give me a second. You check it afterwards, but this is actually Tetris branded game which we developed, and actually it was pretty successful. While I'm talking here, maybe I can open this. This could be fun for you to see. This was the party when we launched our game. You maybe recognize this person here. Yeah, it was summer. We are in t-shirts. This is our product manager. And actually, I actually implemented this system in this team. And I want to say that no one from team actually knew that I'm doing this system. Yeah, only few people, because they asked me to understand how this works, but all other team members, they were not even aware of it, which is really beneficial, because that's why I'm usually saying this system is framework agnostic, team size agnostic, and so on. You can implement it whatever you want. You just need to careful follow some things and be disciplined. Yeah. So that's a party we had. It was pretty fun. But most importantly, I would say that I think this part is really important to mention, because okay, we had a good launch of the product and so on, but what's with people, how people are feeling. And if you look here in the testimonials of the team members, you can also check this on LinkedIn, by the way, they're saying that you will see some keywords here. Yeah, so it's like engaging, productive, practical, effective. Yeah, delegating work, yeah, handling team dynamics, streamline processes, and so on. Also, other people is saying optimize team processes based on dynamic and product. So people, which is really important, were happy with this, and they were, let's say, being part of all of this, and they contributed a lot, of course, because you cannot do anything. We have a lot of co-creation together to make this right, but with the proper tools and with the proper mindset, you can actually do everything. And maybe now, because I already mentioned to you that last year I actually utilized this system fully in my work and my, let's say, private life. And because we already saw qualitative analysis, let's take some facts and figures to see how actually this system works. I used it in 2024, and what I recognized that I was able to accomplish, let's say, 5 times more than previous years when I wasn't utilizing the system. And I had what I need to mention that I had my 9 to 5 job. This was producing this game. So this was my, let's say, full-time job 9 to 5, where we launched incredible game. You can see here by the ratings 4.8 out of 5. That means that also product quality is good, not just we launch it and that's it. But beyond that, I actually attended 7 international conferences to share my knowledge, and 99% of attendees finding my talks valuable. So that means that actually I was not able just to attend, but also to deliver some value in addition to this. Yeah. Next thing, I actually had 10 different workshops last year as well. 5 of them were lean change workshops, 3 management 3.0, and 2 P3 Express workshops. What is most important here that those workshops were online, and all workshops were like, let's say, 3 to 6 days. So it's not like 1 day workshop. It's like really, really intensive, and you need to do a lot of preparation. And also, it is really important that you have here the proof that also people were satisfied. It's not that I just delivered the workshop, but important for me was also that they have the value out of it. I also launched my first self-paced course. It was P3 Express course, and first grades are good, really good. 9.6 is average score, which is really great for me. And I also launched new educational program with my wife as well. Yeah. So this is everything what I did in addition to my 9 to 5 job. And now you are thinking how this is possible. Probably a lot of stress, sleepless nights, neglecting health, and so on. Actually, no. I manage all of this while maintaining this full-time job, and it's clear that the system helped me to excel in all aspects of my life. I'm in best shape ever in over 10 years as well. Sorry, no pictures of that. And I have not been ill since years. Yeah. So, what is the biggest win of all? I usually say that this is the thing that uh, my family haven't suffered at all. Yeah. This was really important for me, and that uh, as written here in the picture, my kids can still recognize me. Besides, I'm doing all this stuff, yeah, in parallel. Yeah, that was really really important for me. So, how to implement this system without objections and bad feelings? I already introduced a bit this topic because I mentioned that it's agnostic. Yeah, and but okay, let's say that practical project management is actually common sense approach, yeah, because you do not need to have anything against other things and policies your customer has. Is designed to align with the client needs, workflows requirements, also from your organizational needs, and also it can complement popular project methodologies. As example, Scrum. You can do technical tasks with Scrum and have project management layer such as P3 Express and add initiation from it, stakeholders management, project closure, documentation management use in the P3 as a layer on top. Yeah. So that's really 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 important, and it's universal. So all these principles are universal, tools are universal, and generally applicable in different project management principles. On the other, Silan is actually teaching you skills such as facilitation, conflict management, motivation. You anyhow need those to be better in your job. So it's not something that will, let's say, be problematic. Yeah? And that's why we say that you can drive operational excellence with PPM approach without disturbing client or organization. And I think that was all. Yeah. So today we explored the challenges of traditional project management. We discussed why project management isn't just for project managers, and we introduced PT Express and Silan as part of simplified practical project management approach, which actually giving good results, really good results. If you want to learn more about this, our send one link here to the chat, but also I will follow up with email. So you can visit for details this, let's say, link, Futurist Coach PPM Academy, to explore more. Yeah, you can book a free call to learn more about program as well. That's also available. You can download ebook which I prepared. I put some practices there, not in detail, just to, let's say, tickle a bit your imagination what could be inside. And that's about it. I hope I see you. Remember, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication in project management. Yeah. So I will now stop recording because I will just give me a second. Okay.